Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. We are out here breathing in that good ass prana, baby. 5 foods you might want to take a second look at. We ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? Right? It's the 7-day vegan challenge, and lots of people have been writing in. What foods can you recommend? What foods don't you recommend? And put it this way, if I didn't change what I was eating, I wouldn't be here today. Yeah, it would have been like that. You would have just seen the trees behind me, right? We are what we eat. You gotta eat right to live right, to feel right, to act right, to be right, right? Right. What's the first one? Carrots. Now, along my early journey, I was doing a whole lot of research about food. I've been a vegan for over 11 years, right? And a lot of foods we think are healthy are what we call hybridized foods. They're hybrids. That is where you take 2 plants and you crossbreed them, right? Hybrids don't grow naturally in nature. They are man-made, right? And carrots, when I realized this, I had to take a second look at what I was eating, right? My eyes nearly popped out that carrots, I used to think, were perfectly natural. But you see, you got to do your own research. They are a crossbreed between a wild yam and Queen Anne's lace. That's how you get a carrot, through crossbreeding. So, in essence, the molecular structure is not complete. Therefore, you're not getting the exact minerals and vitamins your body actually needs in its most organic state. You see, what helped me along my journey was realizing the body has to be in perfect equilibrium. It has to be in balance. That means you need the right amount of acid and alkaline. The problem is we are full of acid, inflammation, which is really the cause of all disease. I learned that from Dr. Sebi years ago, right? So when I started to realize that actually I need to make my body more alkaline, but carrots, that's a starch base, right? So I'm not just here to tell you what not to eat, right? What's a solution? Okay, right here, this is what we call natural, organic, alkaline, electrical food. Beans, green beans, right? This is natural, alkaline. This is what your body needs, right? In fact, if you don't want to eat green beans, you don't have to. Eat watercress instead, the most nutrient-dense vegetable in the entire world. Now, when I actually found out about watercress, it blew my mind, right? Because you see, a lot of vegetables, by the time they get to the supermarket, they lose all their nutrients. But actually, watercress retains up to 90% of its nutrients. So it's even more nutrient-dense than kale. Vitamin A is full of vitamin C. It's got everything you need, right? So you got to be very careful of the hybrid foods out there. And that's why sometimes you go into the supermarket, what do you see? Seedless grapes, right? I can't even remember the last time I've actually had grapes with seeds in them. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. What's number 2? Potatoes, right? They are actually full of glycoalkaloids, right? And that is poisonous to the body if taken in high concentrations. Now, I still love potatoes, right? I'm not like a food Puritan, a food fundamentalist. Don't eat that. But at the same time, I restrict how many potatoes I eat in one sitting. I'm not going to eat like 5, 6 potatoes, right? Because once again, the glycoalkaloids are a big cause of inflammation, and they are poisonous to the body, carcinogenic, right? They're a carcinogen, right? So you want to be very careful of these cancer-forming foods. What's the solution? Potatoes, you don't want potatoes. What helped me along my early journey, right? Along my early journey was buckwheat, right? Buckwheat has done wonders for me, right? And that is gluten-free. They call it gluten because that's what it's doing to your intestines, is gluing them together. Now, sometimes you go into the supermarket and you see the gluten-free aisle, right? But actually, a lot of people have problems with a lot of gluten, right? Digestive problems. And it really made me think, am I supposed to be eating a lot of gluten? And I've just found cutting out a lot of gluten, sometimes I still eat it here and there, but it does wonders for just making me feel healthier, improves my cardiovascular health, right? So buckwheat is alkaline, right? Potatoes, more acid. So once again, buckwheat is going to help you get in balance. It's going to help you become healthy. And it looks pretty awesome. And it's not actually a grain. Don't be fooled by buckwheat. It's actually from the rhubarb family, right? It's actually a seed. That's how powerful buckwheat is, right? Antioxidant, it's got everything you need, right? What's number 3? You see, what you've got to take a second look at is, ever seen something so red? You're like, oh, that can't be real. Chances are it's not. It's carmine, right? Made from Coachella beetles, right? Not Coachella, cochineal beetles. Thinking of a concert right there. Never mind, right? And that's what happens when we see a lot of red food dye, right? Sometimes you got these cakes which are bright red and you're like, did nature make something bright red? No, they are made from cochineal beetles, right? Crushed up. So once again, they are a carcinogen, right? They cause cancer down the line. That's why even Starbucks removed them, right? They removed a lot of carmine from their products. So what's the solution? You see, nature is so smart, it put the medicine inside the foods. What you want to look at is turmeric, full of iron, going to increase the oxygen within the blood. Cumin, right? Nature has natural dyes which are organic and naturally made, right? Which actually promote health. And you can find them. Look at different herbs, different spices, which can act as forms of dyes. What's number 4? Now, I used to love milk and biscuits. Always love milk and biscuits. Digestive biscuits. Anybody else love digestive biscuits out there? Used to dip them in, right? The milk. You see, milk, cow's milk, we are the only species that drinks another species' milk. But more so, cow's milk is 6 on the pH scale. That means it's acid. Over 75% of the world is lactose intolerant, meaning we're not supposed to be drinking another species' milk. I mean, what would it look like if I drank, like, milk of a chimpanzee? You might think Ralph is a bit weird. Well, what's the difference between that and a cow? It's what we call social conditioning, right? But more so, milk is one of the most mucus-forming foods and drink, right? So it causes a lot of inflammation. Mucus, like Dr. Sebi said, is the cause of all disease. Mucus is the cause of all disease. That's why what happens if you've got a flu right now, I haven't had a flu in the last like 11 years. Oh, right at the time I became a vegan, right? I haven't been back to the doctor since. I don't even know what my doctor looks like. It's fantastic. I'm my doctor. Nature's my doctor. You see? So once you can see what is the solution, if I want to still have that milky feeling, have a bowl of cereal, right? What milk are you going to use? What helped me along my journey was realizing that walnut milk is fantastic. It's alkaline. Hemp milk, right? Hemp milk is super fantastic, full of the omega-3s. Almond milk, right? These are natural nut milks that are going to help you remove the mucus out of your body, which is making you sick right now. I always say, look, it starts with the food, right? A lot of the times I always got to bring up food topics to talk about because I know that's what did it for me. That was the big catalyst that actually helped me become my greatest version. Number 5, right? Foods you got to take a second look at: processed meats, right? World Health Organization found out that processed meats actually cause cancer. Well, I wasn't surprised when I heard that because I already knew that, right? And a lot of us, we eat that still, even though we have the evidence, right? You've even got scientific proof. Scientists are coming out to say this actually causes cancer, right? But still, we're not listening. I wasn't listening for a long time until I had to make a change over 11 years ago to realize this processed meat was toxic, it was killing me, and I wanted to live. That's why I'm still alive, baby. Right? But more so, check this out. There was a guy in 1999 who actually kept a burger from Mackie D's, and 14 years later, the burger looked exactly the same. But take an avocado, right? Beautiful food, high in antioxidants. As soon as you open an avocado, a minute later, it turns brown. Right? That's how nature works. Like, nature literally shows you the secret of change, right? Cut open an apple, what happens? 2 minutes later, it goes brown, right? Oxidization. You got to realize that nature never intended for foods to last for 14 years and still look the same. What the hell is going on? So once again, I always say, don't believe anything I've said today. Do your own research, right? What's an alternative? A lot of people, you can eat mock meat, you can eat seitan, tofu, but even those, once again, they aren't the best for your body because they are starch-based, they are acid-forming. So what I love to do is not eat any mock meat at all. I'm delving into the portobello mushrooms. I'm drinking a lot of coconut water, eating the coconut meat, right? They call it coconut meat for a reason because once again, it's full of lauric acid. It's going to help your immune system. You're going to be smiling. You're going to be full of energy like I am. Every day I'm raring to go. And you're going to feel relaxed because once again, the reason why a lot of us are depressed, stressed, feeling anxious is because of what we're putting into our mouth. You are what you eat. You better recognize we're out here. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Feels fantastic. Infinite waters. Diving deep. Once again, stay well. Stay healthy. Peace.